Hi, Andy XL back with another FIFA 2026 World Cup podcast. And we know that the first semi final is now going to be between France and Spain, which is a real humdinger. But let's have a look at the two quarterfinals remaining to be played. And in this podcast, I'm going to cover the Norway versus England game. So, Norway played 5, won 4, lost 1, scored 12, 7 from Haaland, and conceded 9. And the one loss was 4-1 to France when they rested their starters. So actually, the record for their starting lineup is played 4, won 4, scored 11, 7 from that man, and conceded 5. England played 5, won 4, drawn 1, scored 11, 10 from Kane and Bellingham, conceded 5. So the tournament records of these two teams, certainly from their first teams, are pretty similar. And they got through the round of 16 with their best performance to date. Norway dumping Brazil out 2-1, and the big Viking got both those goals too. England showing flashes of attacking excellence combined with great spirit and desire to hold on to a lead, having gone down to 10 men, and in the Azteca against Mexico. Great achievement from them. For England to win this quarter final, these are what I see as being the keys to success. First is to state the bleeding obvious, stop Erling Haaland, and even if they cannot do that entirely, limit him to just one goal. Secondly, go on the attack, be bold and brave, and go at the Norwegian defence. Thirdly, to facilitate the second point, dominate the midfield. Is a by whatever means they combination they put out there. But can they do these three things? Well, firstly, stopping Haaland is tough for any team to achieve. Reducing the service to him may be the best way to do so, which means the fullbacks need to stop the crosses coming in, and then England need to tightly mark Martin Odegaard in their defensive zone, but not worry so much about him if he drops deep. One thing to note, though, is that Mark Gahey is a doubt for this game. He trained yesterday but has been struggling with a hamstring. Now, Erling Haaland has scored just once in his last 7 games at Newcastle against Newcastle and has not scored in the last 6 meetings between those teams. And Dan Burn played in 6 of those 7 and 5 of the last 6. So maybe Burn as a physical match for Haaland could pay off for England here if Gahey can't go. And even if Gahey's borderline fit, we may still see Burn play in this game, and his height could be more than useful at both ends of the pitch on set pieces too. Nico O'Reilly's height could also be a good matchup for Norway's get-out pass, which are long balls to the big guy on the right, Alexander Thorlot, on the right wing, a bit like Jan Arga Fjortov used to do back in the day. Norway have not kept a clean sheet in this tournament and have only had 3 in their 10 games preceding this tournament. So this is the defence that is vulnerable when put under pressure, and Brazil showed that in their last game, and England need to make sure they put it under pressure. To allow the wide players, probably Gordon and Saka, to provide the service for the lethal partnership of Kane and Bellingham, Rice and Anderson, Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson, need to do what they should be capable of, and that is to dominate the midfield batter against the Bergs, Sander, and Patrick. But Rice has also been struggling with sickness before this game. He trained another one who trained yesterday, so if he's fit, that would be a boost. If not, that leaves a big hole. Alternatives, if he does miss the game, Kobe Mainu may be asked to replace him, unless England go for Morgan Rogers to play in the advanced role with Jude Bellingham dropping into the Rice position. For Norway, this is pretty much all on the oh so broad shoulders of Erling Haaland. For them to beat England, he will need to score at least one and possibly more. And he may have to do so on the more on the counter than he has his previous games in this tournament. It was a terrific win inspired by him over Brazil. But as I say, Brazil missed a penalty and had plenty of other chances in that game. But Norway also were at least a match for in midfield for Brazil, and that is an area they need to be even better in against a better English midfield than Brazil had. Certainly if Rice plays. Set pieces could be a route they look at in this game. Haaland, Sawler and Aya, the centre half, are all big aerial threats that England will have to deal with corners and free kicks are out into their box. Are put into their box, which is why I sort of speculate about Dan Burn playing. But whoever plays, they're going to need to deal with that aerial threat. Norway have also seen excellent performances from goalkeeper Orjan Nyland, and he will need to continue his fine form if Norway are to keep a potent English attack at bay. If you were picking a composite 11 from these two teams, Haaland and maybe Odegaard would be the only Norwegians in it. So England should have too much all round for the Norwegians to cope with. But when you have that man Haaland, anything is possible. And the injury question marks over that England trio of England pairing of Gahey and Rice are going to be huge as well. They really need Rice to play in this game. And like I say, it'll be interesting to see what back four England put out. Reece James is said to be fit again, so he may well start a right back, which means Konza will probably play at right centre back. But I still speculate who might play at left centre half. We could, like I say, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dan Burn play there. But as long as England tick off the three things identified earlier, they, they should win this game. And I'm going to take them to do so and make the semi finals by winning this game 3 goals to 1. Yeah, Haaland will be a threat all game, and it might even be 3-2 if he gets two of them, or certainly causes that many problems for England. But I just think England's offense will cause more problems than even Haaland can. So I'm taking England to win this game. So that's it for that one. I'll come back with my next look at Argentina, Switzerland in my next pod. See you soon.